Your period with Miles, you know, such a heavily influential period for everybody in the jazz world. What was it like for you when you first got the call?
Well, I guess I should tell you how I got the call. I was working, I just got a gig with Art Farmer.
Right.
Jim Hall playing guitar and Walter Perkins playing drums.
Yes, yeah.
And we got a gig on the waterfront, Lower East Side. And we had 2 weeks, man, at this club. Miles walks in, he's leaning on the jukebox. He saunters over to me and says, "Hey, Ron." I said, "Good morning, Mr. Davis. How are you?" He said,
Yeah.
"Fine." He said, "Look, my band's breaking up. I got a tour next week. Can you join my band?" I said, "Well, Mr. Davis, I'm working with Art Farmer for the next 2 weeks. You got to ask Art Farmer if I can get out of his gig for 2 weeks."
Wow.
If he says, "Okay, I'm all for it."
Wow.
So he said, "All right." He had his cape on, you know, Prince of Darkness shit on, walking around, you know. And he talks to Art, and they're having a great conversation because Miles loved Art Farmer, man.
Oh, I know.
Art Farmer understood Miles' place in the scene, you know. Art Farmer says, "Okay." So I left with Miles the next week. We're in Shelley's Manhole in Los Angeles. First tour of this band. Autumn Leaves was one of our hit tunes. I'm elevating a little platform into me and Tony. I played a note on the end of the chorus, you know, and I feel somebody tugging on my jacket. And I look around at Miles, who's about 5'10". I'm 6'3" on the platform. I'm really tall. At that time, I'm really looking tall.
Yeah.
And I'm still playing the tune, man, right? He's pulling my coat. So I'm saying it's a waiter. What the fuck's wrong with this guy, man? So I look around as Miles pulling my coat.
Yeah.
I said, "What? I'm at the bridge right now. Check this out, you know." He said, "What was that note?" I said, "It was B natural on the G minor chord, so I get another chord going back to the top of the tune.
Right.
I can't talk and play at the same time, so don't do that again." I'm back at the top of the tune again. Here's that B natural coming again. Here's the last note of the chord, G minor. I got on my bottom, B flat, B natural for 4 beats. Now C, top. You know? And he did like this.
Was it a hard transition leaving that band, trying to move on to other things?
For me, it was only hard because I love those guys so dearly.
Yeah.
It was back in the day when I could take my bass on the plane and Tony took his drums. The arrival gate was as far to the baggage counter as it was now times 2.
Yeah.
So Tony was about 5'7", not very tall. He's young, 18, you know?
Yeah.
You go to the airport, about a good 12 blocks, I'm pulling his trap case.
Right.
We did that kind of stuff, man, for 4 years. And you can't do that unless you really love the guy who you're pulling this fucking trap case carrying the bass at the same time.
So you're lucky I love you.
Yeah, absolutely. Herbie told this story. At one time when Herbie would start really getting into the hi-fi, so to speak, of gear, he'd go out and find the nearest audio shop and buy what the newest audio gear was.
Right.
I said, "Wow, what does this do?" You know? One night he got this U-Herb, which is a German mini recording thing, you know?
Okay.
And as usual, the first one was about Autumn Leaves.
Yeah.
For 3 choruses, there's no fucking piano. Me, Miles, and Tony. There's still no piano.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, man. Herbie's under the fucking piano trying to hook up his tape recorder. I said, "Herbie, bridge." It's those connections that made leaving that band difficult.
What was it like working with Tribe Called Quest?
Well, you know, I just did the record. I never worked a gig with them. I would like to do that one day.
Okay.
I get this call and I get on my machine. The guy said, "My name is Mr. Q-Tip, calling for Ron Carter," you know.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm thinking, Terence, excuse me, is Q-Tip. Because I'm not following the music that detailed. I just know the names of those Ice Key, Ice Tube, Ice, whatever. They got their images, okay?
Yeah.
So I returned the call and he explained to me he has a group called Tribe Called Quest. He said, "We're doing a record and I want you to be a part of our record. You know, we're just listening to some Charlie Mingus and they decided that they wanted to make this record with us." I said, "Okay, let me get back to you." So I called my son, who was into that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I said, hey, RJ, I got a call from a guy named Q-Tip. Do you know him? He said, "Well, Dad, they're probably the most musical band of all our hip-hop guys. If you call him back, you should tell me you're available."
Wow.
So
Nice.
I called him back.
Yeah.
We got worked out the deal. I called him Mr. Q-Tip. He said, just call me Q-Tip. I said, Q-Tip,
Yeah.
you know, the language skills that your genre is involved with is really not my type.
Yeah.
I don't encourage those kinds of conversations. I just don't do that.
Right.
And now we've been honest, my next statement, Mr. Q-Tip, is that I'm hard right outside.
Yes.
And if I think the lyrics are going the way that I don't appreciate, I'll pack up my shit and I'll go home. What's on the record is probably the first 2 takes we did because they were so on fire. He said, we got enough. I can't take no more. 3 things that happen in Terence. Number 1, bass players are recorded much better these days than they were in the 40s. 1959 on, the bass became more important than the recorded sound of the band.
Yes. Gotcha.
Thanks to people like Rudy Van Gelder.
Yes. Yes.
In number 1. And because the bass became more and more evident as a part of the band, the bass players got a chance to be able to take solos. And because they were better recorded, had better strings, maybe better concepts, they were able to do that all night. But I think, Terence, I try to explain to those guys and an audience that those featured solo bass players in bands, they're missing a great opportunity to affect the band. Because if you take this blackboard analysis, the bass player in 5 out of 4 groups is the only one who plays all the time. He's the only person who's playing the rhythm, he's playing the note choices, he's playing the groove, he's playing the pitch of the band. He's the only one that's doing the piano players lay out every now and then. They hit one chord and the drummer goes from brushes to sticks. You know, the horn player sitting down smoking a cigarette. The only guy who's chugging all the time is the bass player.
Right.
The bass players understood how important they were to the band. Not how good he could solo or she solo. How they could direct the band any way they wanted to go, man, because he got all these 7 options per note, Terence. I always thought that it's my job, Terence, to make the band have a direction that I'm going to give them.
Yes. Yes.
And I do that with my note choices sometimes.
Right.
The guy said, hey, Ron, brother man, yeah, the chorus is D minor. I said, yeah, I know. He said, why you keep playing G? I said, man, it's a great fucking note, man. That funnel to that story, I was doing a record, but back in the day when Trains and Miles that So What was D minor, E flat, okay, you know, playing the solo, and on the next solo, big D minor chord, I played a big fat G.
Yeah.
And I saw this person 20 years later, Terence.
Yeah.
He said, hey, brother Ron, remember that date we did? I said, yeah, you played the G on that first downbeat of the D chord. I said, man, it's a great note.
Right.
I finally heard it yesterday. You know, we get back to my teaching days, which I still do religiously. I have 5 students now who are on the right track to being able to really not get famous, but improve playing the bass, and wherever that takes them. But they ask me, how do you prepare for a gig? I say, this is what I do. I'm asking you to follow this path.
Yes.
First thing I do is I decide to leave my ego at home.
Yes.
The second thing, bring both ears. And the third thing is, I gotta find a better choice of fucking notes.
There you go.
Those 3 things.
Yeah.
If you keep those things in mind and become a part of this next level of group you're playing in.
Yeah.
They're gonna miss you when you're not there. And that's the whole point of playing good, man.
Hi everyone, it's Terence Blanchard. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos and concerts we post every week, you can support this work by becoming an SFJAZZ member. Members are the heartbeat of SFJAZZ, our superfans who love and celebrate this music. Yes, members get some cool perks too. But members really fuel everything we do at SFJAZZ. All the education programs we do in the community and at our building. All the world premieres and boundary-pushing programs that happen on our stage. And of course, all the videos and concerts you can now watch on SFJAZZ at home, bringing access around the world. We hope you join. It's easy to sign up. You know what to do.